Congratulations! Your name will be recorded in the Hall of Legends for all to see.
Hello. Happy Sunday. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Val. Oh, hope you're both doing good. just chat a little bit. Pretty indecisive on what I wanted to do today. So I figured, you know what, we could just do this. Just work on leveling up crafters that I haven't finished working on. But also, there are a whole lot of relic weapons that I have not finished. So, plenty to play around in. I might start with some fishing just because I'm also keeping an eye on smoking a pork shoulder for more tacos. And is at 196, but usually at this point it takes a while. Go fishing. I need a whole lot of 3s. Which are hidden in here, apparently. You all cute. Yeah, the pork shoulder. Come over, Val. I'll give you all tacos. Portal here. I didn't get a chance to test out Deltavern just because it does take at least an hour to see if the memory leak is still happening. And it's not per se been a hectic day, I've just been sleepy. To the surprise of no one, I'm sure. This one. Ah, yes, click. Of course. Probably should try to be that at some point, but it's fine. I had something I was gonna mention and like it's gone. Ooh, yeah, I'll take that. Should activate patience so I can also activate that. This week should be a little bit more low-key than the last couple of weeks have been because, oh boy, there's just been a lot of appointments had to effectively do. I imagine. Yeah, kidney stone stuff is not fun. He's been doing better in that aspect. There have been other aspects that he has not been feeling super great on. I don't know if he wants it mentioned on stream, so I will refrain from specifics on that. I did, however, get to touch base with my psychiatrist because apparently she was like terminated from the practice that I was seeing her through. And I realized about a week or so ago that my antidepressants were in need of a refill before I was technically due to have seen her. And the practice basically was just, oh, sorry to hear that you don't have what you need, but they're not here anymore, so you could go to an urgent care or your PCP to get a refill on this. It's just like, okay, that's great and all, but this happened like before the holiday weekend, so it's just like, I don't even know if my PCP would be open. And based off of a different med that I was not a med, I was trying to get like an EpiPen like refilled because trying to refill that was hectic. And they were basically just kind of like, yeah, no, sucks to suck, I guess. Not actually, but it was very much, they were not helpful and followed up with like, happy holidays. It's just like, okay, I guess they're not open. So I'm not even gonna bother, which they don't even have my proper they didn't have my antidepressant properly labeled on my chart anyway, so it's not like I could have just quickly asked them, put in a request of like, hey, can you refill this? And I can't add it to my own chart online, so it's just like, cool, this is gonna have to be going in person to get this on my chart, so if this ever happens again, I could just ask them. So I ended up looking, and there was an urgent care that we go to whenever we need to go to an urgent care, but I found out that there was an urgent care that was like a 6-minute drive from our house. It's not like the biggest importance of like time difference, but it's ever so slightly closer enough, and it was hot that day. So I was like, okay, I'll just go and drive to this other urgent care. They could probably refill it. As you could probably imagine, the answer was no. They in fact could not. When I was filling out information at the desk and they were inquiring what brought me in today, I let them know, like, okay, well, the practice told me that I needed to go effectively to an urgent care to get a refill on my antidepressants. And there's like, oh, I don't think we can refill that here. It's just like, okay. They went and asked one of the nurses, and the nurse was there, came and talked with me, and there's like, yeah, before we actually check you in, like, just to let you know, we can't actually do that. We only prescribe things like ibuprofen and Tylenol, and it's just like, mentally I'm thinking, that's not very urgent care of you. Hi, Shape Fluid. Thank you for the raid. I hope your stream was good. Gripping my head and rip and cry. Oh no! I can't be. My transmitters. I'm sharing the story of the healthcare system not being great. As per usual. I hope Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was good. If anyone needs to raid and run to take care of any self-care needs, please do. I definitely understand after any length of time streaming that sometimes you just need to take a break. Getting to the end of the set, oh no! got destroyed by a story. That is fair. I have not played Rebirth, but it is on my metaphorical list. Also, hello. I am Calvi. I am a variety streamer. Words are hard. I go for she, her pronouns. I swap between two different PNGtubers. This one is my Warrior of Light, which was made by Joe, who's a great pixel artist. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII, like the original, I started playing when I was a kid, but I was not like well versed enough in literature to be able to follow along with it. So at some point, adult me is definitely going to play through. But right now, we're on 14 because I would say a problem, but really it's just, I like messing around in here. And this place is very pretty. I like hanging out here as much as I can. Especially with the expansion of the world, that is completely fair. Reason why I teleported over here is because a red alert is going to be happening in like a minute, and I'm definitely going to help with that. Cry about my silly little fictional character. Oh no. I hope it is at least not too sad of a cry. And thanks for stopping by. Yeah, CupOhJoe is very good. Great artist. He does such great work. I admire his dedication to the pixel art craft. It was bad, good, cathartic though. That is completely fair. You take what you can get sometimes with the cries. But yeah, like you were saying, Nikki, in terms of hopping back on this story, yeah, you could just get ibuprofen and Advil like over the counter, so it didn't feel very urgent care of them to only be able to prescribe those things. So I asked them very politely, at least as politely as I think I did, of, hey, understandable, do you know if there's like an urgent care I can go to? Because I was trying to figure out if the other one we usually go to would be able to fulfill an antidepressant as like an emergency refill. They were like, oh, I don't know, this is just what our practice does, which I guess is fair. And then they were like, you could go to the ER to get it filled, but you have to be showing signs of withdrawals. It's just like, ma'am, this is the whole, I'm trying to avoid withdrawals, actually. That entirely defeats the purpose. So I decided, you know what, I'll do my due diligence once again and call the other urgent care ahead of time to see if, hey, is this something you can do? So I just save myself having to drive over there if they can't do it. And hopefully avoid having to go to the ER. Yeah, I don't know, Cammy. It's wild to have to be like, yeah, you have to be in withdrawals in order for us to do anything. It's just like, you know, that doesn't feel that great, actually. That should be fixed. That should not be a thing. So I decided that I was gonna go out to the car, with the car being hot, and be like, you know what, maybe this will just be a quick call of going and checking to see if this other urgent care will be able to fill my antidepressant, and then call it good. I give them a call, and unfortunately, this urgent care specifically, they're also kind of a doctor's office. Kinda. They kind of share, like, the building. So, the Google was... They gave me the phone number, ended up patching me through to if I was making a doctor's appointment. It's just like, okay, well, none of these options are the thing, so I'll just speak to a representative. They should be able to help me. I get patched in through to somebody, explain what it is I'm trying to do, of like, hey, I'm trying to see if your urgent care can fill an antidepressant. Because I am kind of in between psychiatrists. I can't. The practice I'm with tells me that an urgent care should be able to do it. Can you do it? They're confused what I'm trying to put down with this for some reason. Until they realize that, oh, you're talking about going in person to an urgent care. When it patched you through to a representative, it patched you through to a call center. So we don't actually know the answer to your question. So we're going to patch you through to the urgent care specifically to be able to ask if they can fill your prescription, or at least give you, like, you know, the month. It's just like, okay, I will wait on the line. And effectively, what they did was they put me back into the same queue I just came from. It's just like, okay, well, none of these felt like was the answer, but I guess I need to talk to somebody that's there in person. So I guess I will try to do the ask about appointment / make an appointment and see if maybe they have the answer. Get patched through to somebody, and they're also confused because all they deal with is making appointments. It's just like, okay, I will just figure something out. And at this point, it's just like, I've been in the heat for a while. I really should get out of the heat. At this point, I should just drive over there because trying to get a hold of them through phone is apparently impossible. I get there, explain the situation, and they understand that, okay, you're trying to do this before withdrawals happen. Understandable. We should be able to do that. Okay, that's great. Thanks. Thanks. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted out of this whole entire endeavor. I show them what one I have, and they're like, oh, I've never heard of that one before. So it's like, that's not off to a great start. Especially with it being like a, we should be able to fill this. Like, that doesn't feel like it's going to be much of a yes. I hope it's actually a yes. The yes you can. Luckily, after filling out all the paperwork, waiting to talk to somebody, letting them know that, like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, they were asking, oh, like, have you tried your PCP? It's just like, they're closed today. And, which I didn't know if it was actually factual, but I figured, you know what? I'm not gonna deal with them right now. They were already kind of like a, sorry, can't help you in terms of your EpiPen type deal. Which was basically, my prescriptions get sent to a CVS. The CVS informed me that when the PCP sent the prescription over to the CVS, that when they tried to have insurance approve it, it would not approve it. It was the wrong one, apparently. And they needed the PCP to update the script so it could be something the insurance could approve and I could get an EpiPen. And when I explained that to the people, they were basically like, we don't know what your insurance takes, despite the fact that we have your insurance on file. You gotta let us know. And it's just like, cool. I guess I'm going to be researching what EpiPens I'm allowed. So at that point, I was just kind of like, no, I'm not going to have them also try to give me a refill on an antidepressant that's not on my file for some reason, and then go through that runaround. Hi, Jimmy. Hope you're doing good. I'm just ranting about the healthcare system. I did not. Let's check where it was. Yeah, I don't think that would necessarily be my job for the fact that I am not the one filling out the prescription. Something happened though since that conversation, because randomly the CVS was like, hey, we're able to fill your EpiPen, you could come pick it up. It's just like, okay, something happened, someone figured it out, I don't know who, but it wasn't me. So effectively I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna have them try to refill my antidepressant. I'm not gonna try. Not right now. They can wait. So I've knowingly or unknowingly lied to them, because it's just like mixed with like them be like happy holidays and not being helpful with the EpiPen. It's just like, you know what, I don't even know if they're open with it being a holiday. I'm just gonna say that they're closed. I'm gonna roll with it. Luckily they didn't question it. They're just kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. After a few back and forth, they were luckily able to fill my antidepressant. So I didn't have to go into withdrawals type deal, but also the fact that I had to jump through all these metaphorical hoops, starting with the practice being like, yeah, sorry you don't have your refill, but you could just go somewhere else. It's like, thanks. Thanks for being the practice to not help me with a refill kind of deal. Which I could understand if the support person I was talking to directly maybe doesn't have the certification to do an emergency refill for me. They'll effectively put that on paper. But I would like to think they would be able to poke someone that does have the certification to fill a prescription and be like, hey, this is her file. She needs a refill. Can you write the prescription for her? All this to say is that the healthcare system is very much a mess. It was. And right before the holiday weekend too, because this happened back on July 3rd. I just realized I hadn't actually like talked about it, being that it was a long process. And mixed with the fact that it turned into needing to run Epcarnis to the hospital and then stream early that day because of the kidney stone stuff. Luckily, I was able to touch base with the psychiatrist I was seeing. I'll be able to, like, see her through her new practice, so I don't have to start all over again. We could do teleport over. Seems like there are quite a few people still working on this side. The healthcare system is an absolute mess. As it is, I still need to, like, poke my PCP about getting an updated referral so I can continue with physical therapy for my hand for the carpal tunnel. Which has been doing a little bit better, but also it's still a process. Some point here in a few minutes, I will need to check on the port shoulder. I don't think it's quite done. I haven't heard a beep, but I'd like to check on it just. The carpal tunnel is definitely what kind of prevented me from joining Artfight this year, just because I felt like I was not going to be able to keep up in a way that I would like to for it. I figured, you know what, maybe I just take this year off, and hopefully carpal tunnel is good enough to where I can just do it next year. There's definitely a lot of FOMO for seeing everyone doing art fight stuff, be like, man, I want to join, but I also know that that is not realistic right now. I also miss a whole lot of GDQ runs. Thank God, the fact that that ended yesterday. / last night. Oh, you work on a big project? Is it a secret project? Val's cooking up. We also do have a early morning tomorrow with Upcarnus having an early interview tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow I just work on some stuff that I've been meaning to. You all cute. I hope so too. Especially with some of the interviews that have gone well, he's been passed on, so it's just like, well. I think he would be a good fit, but I'm biased. I hope so too, Val. Sorry to hear that, Jimmy. That sucks for them. Especially with the game industry and seeing what Microsoft and arguably Sony has been doing. It's just like, please stop. And I don't blame them. Microsoft laying off as many people as they did. I am glad that some places have been able to like separate from that and were able to go independent again. But it still feels like why couldn't that have been an option for everybody else too? Hi, TRM. Thank you. I'm trying to work on my relic weapons. As you can see, I have not gotten very far at all. Alright, pray for me, chat. I want the mount. And there it is. Pray for me. The last time I got the mount, it was me showing Epicardus that it was being rude. No. Okay, no mount, but chance for a minion. On getting gold in every mission, that is completely fair. Oh. Okay, let's try one more time. Maybe a chance for a minion. Oh man, I can imagine. I have not gotten far in fishing, and I definitely need to work on that along with finish leveling up my other ones. Well, the house is gonna get much more flowery. No. I need to save 1,000 for vehicle. There you are. I do wish that there was more spearfishing. I like spearfishing, but it feels like spearfishing got quickly thrown to the side. You know what? I could buy a couple of these. Not for those. Give me 1 sec. I want to go check on the pork shoulder to see if it's done. Because if it is done, I just need to move it inside so it can rest. I will do quick BRB. I'm back. As you could probably guess, it was indeed done, so I had to go make sure that I pulled it out into a foil so it can enter its rest period. I did post a photo into the Discord for others to be able to see it too. Looks like it turned out real good. Also, hi Paladino. I hope you're doing good. I missed your redeem earlier. Cat appears to be the only domestic companion animals not mentioned in the Bible. Wild. It looks like it turned out so good. You know it's good when you go to try and pull it out and it threatens to come off of the bone. It's like, oh, yeah, we cooked it good. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to earn for that. We could do some gathering. Definitely not the best at this, but work out. I sure did all that work and did not do load recent. Oops. Well, I can at least get more from this. I think tomorrow I'm gonna run some tests with Deltarune to see if they were able to fix the memory leak that seems to have been causing the issues with the audio delay. Fingers crossed that it ends up working, so then we can just resume on Tuesday playing it. Rich. Dang, that is a very short amount of time. I didn't realize fishes could be gone for that long. I sure was working spaced away from it. I'm not gonna get a gold on this, and that's fine. Forgot I was on a timer for this. Man, that sounds like it. I guess I better get on that. don't know how to fish properly. Is it like that for a lot of fishes? Hence. That is fair. Over in Leola. Goes. It has a weather condition. There's like a website that would let me check the status of those, but I'm spacing on what the name would be off the top of my head. Thank you. I will throw that into a web search so I can save the website. So that is definitely what I was looking for. This one I need. This is the one that helpful to have. I don't know what Final Fantasy this is a sort of remix from. I can only assume it's a remix, but... Hey, Mint! Hope you're doing good. Thank you for the raid. Let me do shout out. Helldivers 2, I still need to play that. Shadow gifted me a copy, and I have been meaning to poke him, and I've just been real bad at it. No worries. Understandable. I hope your stream was good, and I will catch you at a later time. Thank you again for the raid. If anyone happens to be sticking around, we're just working on relic crafting on the moon. And also trying to level up the other crafters. I did a whole bunch of story, or effectively they're like job quests, they're MSQs. So I finally have all of my crafters out of ARR story beats. Found the yelling about certain fish, the fishing community. One of the best aspects of 14. They emphasize the collecting efforts and makes you sit down and really appreciate the love put in so many Final Fantasy zones. That is completely fair. I've definitely have, while waiting for something, just kind of sat and looked around and just being like, you know what, this is nice. My fishing log is definitely lacking, in my opinion. There is a lot that I have not discovered. I did officially, though, unlock all of the gathering books. The folklores, that's what. So I at least don't have to worry about those, but you know what? I think I've only been ocean fishing once. And not because I hated it, it's just purely because I continuously to forget to go and like sign up for it. I really love spearfishing. I just wish they would do more with it. Like, sir, I would craft my own spear for spearfishing if you let me. But the game sure did go, here's your one spear for the entirety of all of this. The name of the fish, Pure of Riches. What is that? In 19 days? And then the next one would be 3 months in November. You are so correct. You know what? I think this requires putting it down in the calendar. It is going to be a Saturday, so I don't have to worry about that. Purse of Riches, not Pure of Riches. I sure can read. Let's see. It just says in 19 days. Actually, wait, no. Hovering over it gives me a time. I'm gonna have to wake up early. Not like a terrible amount of early, just early for a Saturday. Okay. Actually, I should take that off as a notification for the family because that's purely just a me. That's purely just a me reminder. There we go. Also, I told myself I was going to save this, so we're going to save the link. Get from 1 to like 40 in one boat. Dang. "4:30 a.m. That's I know the fishes show up early, but you'll have to emulate that in the game. I'll just need to make sure I'm ready for the first. There's definitely a whole heck of a lot to do in this game. Something's old. Probably some logs. I don't know if I need that right now. That's the problem with doing the job quest, is having to hold on to a bunch of things that I don't know if I will actually ever need. We can sell that. I just had a thought. That thought can wait for later. Like, did I do a thing? It's fine if I didn't. I can wait till later. Looking for a treasure. Ooh. I've definitely done the most mining relic weapon doing, mostly because I did not realize that it would end up being a sort of relic weapon. So I just thought that, like, oh, I could just kind of grind this out and have my pickaxe for getting rare stuff. Bronze. Is that an achievement, like Big Fisher? Add a new one every expansion. And I know people have said they get really into fishing, and clearly this is why. A new big fish comes with every major patch. So was this the big fish of this patch? Another bronze. Really is with, it seems like clearly I just need to work on becoming a big fisher. Jokingly. Not that jokingly, honestly. I would like to be able to fill out this fishing log. There's 7 were added. Dang. That's a lot of fish. I need to make a bigger fish tank. That was another bronze. I'll hold off on doing another one. I could just turn these ones in for now. See what goodies we've gotten. You. Ooh, a large angler's canvas. Another large angler's canvas. And materia. Well, that'll be something for the house. Rolls I can pop. A whole lot of probably need to buy some more tools here soon. And I'm gonna need to take a thorough look then of the fishing log to see what's going to actually be achievable to get that thing filled out. As it is, I haven't done the sightseeing log. Only recently unlocked it. I haven't actually fulfilled anything with it. I almost wonder if it would be a fun thing to do as like, I don't know, a charity thing of like, hey, let's just go sightseeing in Final Fantasy 14. That would make sense. There's been a lot of new people coming in, it seems like. Don't need this any. Slowly trying to make room. Slowly. No, not the research. I eventually no, I think we're still alright. Sell this though. That up there. Everything's a mess. It's fine. It will live. You know what? It up, but that's fine. Currently, we've been trying to put in bids for larger Final Fantasy 14 houses. Purely so I can have more garden space and also get to have more subs and airships. That is basically the goal before Evercold comes out, along with being able to have my crafters up. Oh, thank you. It's nice being able to kind of passively get the it's nice to passively get the rewards for just anything, honestly, through the subs and airshifts. No, you're all good, Jimmy. I think it was like a month and a half ago. It was whenever FanFest was. They announced that their next expansion is going to be called Evercold, and it's going to come out in January. There is going to be, I think, another fan fest for the EU happening soon, and they're probably going to be talking about more details on the expansion, because they are going to be reworking a lot of how the jobs work effectively. Like, certain tanks will get moved to like purely being built to be the off tank, while certain tanks are going to be built to be the main tank. No, that's fair, TRM. Also, thank you. Yeah, Berlin. Excellent. It's typed me in as a pilot. Nah, that's completely fair. I really need to poke you about setting up a time for Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer shenanigans. And I also really need to get back on Kingdom Hearts stuff in general. There's so much I need to do. I just need to not get so distracted with things sometimes. Purely a me problem. Like, in theory, I could have done, like, Kingdom Hearts stuff today, but also, like, I am not set up at the moment to do console capturing. So I need to sit down and actually, like, set it up properly again, while also having the Deltarune brainworms. Brainworms in a good way, not the bad way. Want to finish the story, but the one for Kingdom Hearts I was last working on was technically thinking that I had finished Dream Drop Distance, only to find out that I did not in fact finish Dream Drop Distance. So for story reasons, I should actually finish Dream Drop Distance. But I need to get an Ansem report. And it's purely just the fact that I know I need to go back and play through... God, I'm spacing on his name. No, it wasn't Riku. I don't think. Sorry, no, it's not Dream Drop Distance. Sorry, it was Birth by Sleep. I'm mixing those two up. It's just I want to be in Dream Drop Distance. That's what it is. Terra, I think. I think it's Terra. Because I basically needed to go do a Coliseum thing that wasn't... Yes, it was Terra. Okay. One of the secret reports is in the Coliseum thing, and I need to restart his, being that Terra was the first one that I did. I don't know how far back it's going to have me go to get there. And then once I do Dream Drop Distance, I can officially do Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, that's right. There is that point to Aqua game. I don't want to skip that one. I think I have access to it. Pretty sure I do. Yeah, I think I remember it being super short, but I did not watch it. I don't know what would even be able to. I wouldn't know what story bits I'm missing unless I play it. I blame my dyslexia for mixing them up. Yes. Which is why I need to go back and do Terra stuff to get the secret report to unlock another story beat. So that way I can finish off Birth by Sleep. Have a good rest. That's fair. Figure crafting would be a good means to just talk and keep an eye on the thing. Clearly, I just need to make a list of the games I want to get to first. I do know, see the GDQ run for Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer, where they did all the Organization 13 data fights. Just like, I want to do this eventually. Sooner than eventually, but eventually. ADHD brain will eventually take over the brainworms. Eventually, TM. Exactly. Oh man. That sounds like it'll be a wild one. I don't know how much different the data fights are in Kingdom Hearts 3, but I'm sure at some point I will poke my head into it when I get to 3 and be like, how are the data fights here? They always look so hard. I have attempted some of the 1s and 2, but I sure am not good at them. Close to this, but I'm not going to be able to this in a hot minute. Let's go back to fishing. Actually, I still have some food going. Finish off the food. Then switch. Are the data fights attached to the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3? They are? Okay. Good to know. I don't think I have the DLC, but I was planning to wait until I actually got to Kingdom Hearts 3 proper before getting the DLC. Definitely need more. That is fair. That's fine. Now mentally trying to put together a list, and I probably shouldn't mentally do that. I should actually like write it down. We're almost done with the base Yakuza series. Yakuza 6 was just having frame rate issues. So I need to set up the Steam Deck to capture from there in hopes that that will fix it. Because I did run a test on it and played it for a while, and it didn't have any issues. So, should be able to finish that playthrough off of the Steam Deck. Deltarune got an update, so just need to test to see if that has any issues before resuming that. Toon Raiders is like at the end of the month. Jokingly, I just need to throw in another stream day. Or maybe just try like streaming for a Monday through Friday. And just work on the backlog effectively, or the games I've started but haven't finished. Not in like a streaming every day to burn myself out kind of deal, in a what if I put the amount of hours in akin to a job? Something to consider for myself personally. Hey, jokingly, I got up today, so, like, already doing something in that department. Being catty, don't worry about it. All political news, and it's just kind of like, 55. Huzzah. Okay, so I just need to get armor to 55, and then I can get rid of a whole lot of other crafting gear. Oh, I didn't turn that in. Hang on. Wish me luck. Okay, well, I already have this coffer. It doesn't look like it, but it's basically the gear that I'm glamored in. So I might as well go for the die in hopes that I just get stellar opportunity. That's fine. I'll take the die. Oh, I also need 2 for this. I was initially gonna hold off on like turning these in until I was actually at the level for them, but I figured, you know what, I'm missing out on points if I do that. I should just turn it in. Does mean that I'm not able to cash in on the credits, but it's fine. I'm at least getting the experience and getting the relic weapon aspects of it moving along. I have enough. Very slowly. Oh, I capped out on Carpenter. Hang on. Go turn that in. At some point, I would like to be on, like, the little hologram thing, but I don't think I'm anywhere close. You have reached... Well, your name has been recorded, if nothing else. Thanks. Thanks, buddy. Carpenter one. Okay, I can continue to get points for it. Oh, that started properly. Okay, let's go do that real quick. Not fully capped out, but would like the additional points. Wish it said if this was a remix song or from a specific Final Fantasy game, so I can more easily find it. You think it's 4? Ooh, should take a look then. Thank you. The only downside of not knowing the mainstream games very well. Not able to more accurately pinpoint which ones they're from. Get a little bit of credits for it. Okay, so when that food ran out, I was going to resume fishing. In threes. Looks like this is the only free one in the B class, and I definitely still need B class, so let's work on this one. Also, thank you, TRM. I appreciate it. I thought I had dyed the skier, but it doesn't look like it. Should probably check that at some point. Big fish. I really should use like the chum and stuff more. I always just forget. Frog. Could in theory like turn in this quest for the fact that I already have over 8,000 get silver, but I might as well just continue to fish and try and get gold. We could do two, but I'm never sure what to do if the thing ends up being like a 3 exclamation point. That just means that I just do powerful hook and pray. Offer hook is for 2s and 3s. Okay, cool. Good to know. it's not. Not here. I think the only time I ever attempted to try it, it still got away, and I wasn't sure if that was because I did it wrong or not. What is the biggest fish in the pool? That's a decent way for my brain to be able to remember that. Heavens knows I'm still learning M12 as well, and that has been a time because it's gotten into heavy numbers category. The old switcheroo. One exclamation point doesn't actually mean one exclamation point, it means a 3. That sounds like something they would do, honestly. I also like that this lake has like so many lily pads in it. It makes it pretty. Ooh. A mooch one. I like using the mooch option whenever it gives me the option to. Unless I'm looking for a very specific fish. There's one in Heaven's Ward. Oh no. I know I definitely haven't done a whole lot of filling out for Heaven's Word, so that will be a time. Map up anymore. Want the 3x 18 seconds. Huh. I didn't realize that there would be a ideal seconds one would be looking for. But I imagine that's probably to help embody the whole patience aspect of fishing. Catch large fish with limited bait. I sure forgot about the fact that I was functioning on limited bait. I still have 4 left. I haven't used any of the swim bait either. Kind of forgot to grab some before doing all my spearfishing stuff. Or at least when I was like mainly focused on it. Ooh. Get a big fish. Ooh, big fish. That took me well over the score for it. Oh, I'm far enough to get gold. Sweet. Let me go turn this in real quick. Because we got all the points for the research. I don't think I'm currently using it, so should just let me turn it right in. Yeah. How is it in comparison to the one I have? Because I just have this one that I think I bought with scrolls. Rips? I think so. Where'd it go? There it is. Oh, it's well behind. It's in 80s. Oh my goodness. I have so much catching up to do. Where are we starting? Okay, mostly 3s, but also 2s. One that encompasses both. No. We can go back to that pool though and just mess around there for a bit. I guess it's a good thing I was using the mooch then, because I totally space on having limited bait for that. And it also meant that I got a big fish out of it. Definitely not going to have fishing fully logged out before Evercold comes out, but that's fine. As long as I'm working on it a little bit by bit. Should keep that up as a reminder that I'm working on limited bait. Neat seeing all the buildings just kind of covered in greenery. Always like that aesthetic. Something. Starting out with something. Definitely requires some patience, but I don't mind it. I think the main thing I have to remind myself of whenever I try to fish something is the weather. I'll be good for getting my credits back. Not too much in the big fish department. Could activate patience though. Getting a double hook won't need it, I don't think, for this. I should activate patience. Really use patience. Patience too. This means I gotta focus on which one to use and Always worry I'm gonna mess it up. Well, let's see if the powerful one will work for me. It worked. Ooh. Well, at the very least, we definitely got silver rating. Another 3. Same kind of fish though, so it didn't give more to the points. I don't have much left anyway. At the very least, we're getting a silver. I always forget that the specific hooks also cost P. Sweet, we got gold. Let's go real quick to do the event thing. I always forget what they're called specifically. Pathway. This one. I don't super need it, but I like being able to top off on this. Hey, I get to listen to the music some. Alright, this one's a slightly different music. It's still fine. This one's definitely Final Fantasy IV Battle 1. Okay, cool. This one is also still really good. Maybe. It definitely gives me an area to look for. On the ground, am I? Maybe. That is fine. Plenty of time to do it solo. I don't know if it's a full inventory that makes him stop, or if it's just a numbers-based thing, but at least something. Isn't they? That's right on top of that. That's a inconvenient spot for it. See if getting a full 20 is what pop that off. Not me correctly. Okay. It must just be a numbers thing. There we go. So we were working on reason. Could do some of those, but I don't know if I could fish well. Try. At the spot? Ah. Hey. And size of fish will work. Good to know. At least it gives plenty of more time compared to the mining one. The mining one is always very tight on timing. Maybe I should be chummed. Have this go faster. It does say number of fish. Fishing's hard, man. Definitely that one. Rabby. Oh, good. Appreciate you looking. It's an airship. I would have thought for sure it was a battle theme. I am going to make sure I save that for finding. I sure missed my jump. I was busy copy pasting. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Some of these. It seems like having the patience to on helps. I've barely made it into silver though. One is the battle and the other's the airship. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you. Make sure to be able to look them up so that way I can listen to them more. Man, that's a long time to be working on music for a game series. Doing okay?
Pretty good. Seeing
On the news.
I mean, not really.
Yep, I just saw that.
That's not the thing. As I was laying down, G live. Green. And I kind of figured out why, but Alright, 30.
Okay.
Any property.
Okay.
Everyone's SMK right now.
Nami?
SMK is actually like it doesn't have a corporate, but it doesn't have a game or like a parent. But like, there's a notable entity
Ew.
in the Saudi Arabia. Part is like, hey, I get this was probably not much. So how did it happen? PDQ? First of all, he didn't do.
Wonder who brought it up.
I think at large.
It makes sense. I don't know how much of that was picked up on mic for you all, but things sure do be wildin' out here, feels like. I'm probably not gonna make the silver rating. Did not manage my fishing properly. At least got some stuff. Oh, it counted as a success, so I guess we're good. How Man, I am not anywhere in it. Basically. Okay, in that case, put that one. Wrong person. It's up here. I'm activating the right one. Oh, collectors, okay. I was like, why isn't it letting me fish? That's why. Sorry if the cracklies came up on mic. It's a shame that you can't really control, like, getting a really good quality on the collection of fishing. At least it doesn't seem like it. I could just purely be doing it wrong, but it feels very random. Has 2 tiers, so it's not the same as like mining and botany. Gotcha. Good to know. So it's based purely on those 2 things. Really want to leave this sponge. This one's in. Excellent. Fishing. I have that on. Apparently I don't have this on my bar. Apparently there's a lot I don't have on my bar. Oh boy. You know, this is probably why I'm not doing great in fishing. Does not help that I would have to dedicate yet another row to it. I will figure that out a different time. That's good to know, because I sure have not messed with those at all, as you can clearly see for the fact that they're not even on my bars. Clearly I need to read up on how to fish properly. Something... I thought I heard a bite. To look at something and thought I heard it. It must be the person next to me. Are these snakes? I thought maybe you were talking about a fishing food for like the briefest of seconds. It shows like how to catch very specific fish. What? No. Go. Give them a follow so I can find their stuff again. I definitely want to make sure that I've played these roles properly, especially when getting into Evercold and needing to properly understand them in order to do what it is I need to do. I can imagine, though. Having some baseline of understanding for it would probably still be good to do, though. So hard to tell which sounds are from me or which sounds are from my person next to me. That got me over the line. It's done with 3s and like more on 2. That's so collectibles one. It's fine. I always think about making content like the videos this fishing person has. Or stuff like Joe Cat's made. I'm never sure what kind of like thing would make it more unique to me. So many things I want to do. So little time. Sure, there'll also be a lot of videos getting reworked with the jobs getting reworked as well. Maybe that'll be my chance. Well, I haven't gotten a whole lot of collectibles, or higher amount collectibles, so yeah, definitely need to learn how to properly use the other tools in the fishing block. If being a 2 also means it's collectible. Nope. That's at least a collectible. This one's definitely going much more slower than the other ones have. Almost to a silver rating. I think that caps out at 10, so to make sure you used it. And also had enough for being able to do a more like precise or powerful. That works. Almost done with 3s. Must have messed up the gold somewhere. It sure would help if I actually paid attention to which area that was going to be in before accepting it. At least it's a fairly quick fix. Looks so cute with the hat on. I'm just not paying attention to my criteria here. Catch out large fish. Hopefully we can catch it. Yeah. That's all of threes. Not a bad offer. At least I don't think so. Man, getting them all up there is going to be undertaking and a half, and I still want to do it. Oh, that will reset it. I'm already here. It's fine. Not really doing gold stuff right now. More so focused on this. So I can actually use the fishing rod. This one specifically is catching collectibles. That one actually had a decent score to it. Keep forgetting I have the stellar hooks that why not? can definitely feel the fact that fishing will be the hardest thing to get a relic weapon for. Man, and that's not to account for when relic weapons actually drop. I don't know what kind of grinding that will entail, but I imagine there'll be some grinding aspect to it. I imagine will be whenever, like, 0.55 out or something. Literally, as I say that, the person I was standing next to before shouted of why are fishing quests so much more painful than the other gatherers. Hope responded with the fact that, yeah, because it's like gambling. You're just sitting there losing until you win. Not wrong, but also... Oof. I think I could wait the extra second to use the stellar book set. All the collectibles, man. Started off having them, and then all of a sudden there's like, nope, no more. Apparently all I had to do was say something about it. Oh, did they change the lures? I thought they were still fundamentally the same. That's another thing I should look into. This entire stream is just me giving myself homework. I think the action streets right now. big. Next, large size fish caught. Large chance of landing. Expect large specimen base exception. Oh. Also cancels a current mooching opportunity, which is good to know. Fish with large jaws. Pieces of chance. Large. Guaranteed to land a large jawed fish. Can be used up to 3 times while fishing. Each use increase efficiency and cost. May also attract rare specimens of fish. Effective on fish. You caught using powerful hook set. Oh, interesting. I also have one for the smaller one. Fancy. Yeah, I have not been using a lot of these. Hold your breath and reduce wariness by fish. Wariness certain fresh. Yeah, I'm just gonna need to set up another bar for fishing. Effectively, I just need to have a bar set up for my spear fishing, I think. This one's just to go. We can go to that one. I don't know if that person's still here. No, they're gone. Whoops, I could have done a Mewtwo. I sure am. To be fair, I'm also getting pretty hungry. And I am doing an early scope of who the raid will be. I've lost my... It's fine. Keep... Barge. What's that? Regular. Man, fishing's hard, man. I think I'll have this be my best edition quest thingy in Mission Sword. Because we can't have dinner too late tonight. Upcarnus has the interview very early in the morning. So I want to make sure I get on that real quick. At least as quick as I can. Quick within reason. A big fish. Worked out. And big game active. But I don't have another angular just yet. Forgot that there's like a triple hawk. Oh no, it's on cooldown. That's for spearfishing, so... I just need big game fish. Down. It's something. It really is. I like using it whenever I have the chance as much as possible. Especially with Mooch needing, like, certain fish to activate. It has such a long cooldown. Like, I have the... Ooh. Hang on. Boy? Yeah. Okay, that at least gets me into the silver rating. Fishing really boils down to a bunch of plates spinning at the same time. That feels like it's the case. Not great at spinning the plates. I say as somebody that kills regularly as their main job. At least I have the stellar hook set. Wait. Got one whole gold. Don't quite have enough to turn this in, but almost. It's getting there. But I think that should do it for me, because I could think about getting some in. One last gamble for the road. Try for the minion. Alas, ain't that just the way? Okay. All good. At some point I will get that minion. At some point. But for now, thank you all for hanging out. I will do tests at some point to see whether or not if Deltarune will be on Tuesday or not. I will post my findings in the Discord depending on how things go. For now, we are going to go raid CupOhJoe. It was just getting started, working on art. Ironically enough, working on something for me. This was not the plan. But, I hope you all have a good night. Try to stay warm or cool, depending on which you prefer. I will post on at least on Tuesday, if not sooner, what my findings are for Deltarune, so people can know whether or not Tuesday is going to be a Deltarune stream or not. Don't think I have much else to report at the moment, but we'll go over, say hi, hang out, and I will see you all over there, and hopefully Tuesday, hopefully for Deltarune, and having it work more than an hour. Fingers crossed. Have a good one. Bye.